What's good, yo? Welcome to the next video. Today we're gonna talk about Manic episode part 2. Okay? So we talked about Manic episode part 1 a little bit. We talked about Ragnarok. We talked about, illegal baby delivering operations. We talked about all that. But what we didn't talk about, we talked about booking flight outs to Vegas, not even thinking what it cost us, making $1 million a minute, putting that in a coffin. So you know what I'm saying? Like we touched on a lot of stuff, but we didn't get to this part yet. Okay, so this is story time. Okay, y'all ready for story time? It's actually story time. Okay, story time. So I was in my room at house, smoking a doobie, minding my business, and I was on my phone, and I heard a knock at the door. It was kind of like knock, 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 like some real familiar ass knock. And I was like, whoa, is that Darty Raw? Is that the rapper that I've been working with's producer, like coming to my crib to kill me? That's literally what I was thinking, bro, because that's how bad the psychosis was. I was like, I thought that the rapper that I've been promoting and talking to on Instagram, I thought that his producers and whatever were trying to come kill me, dude, because I was so messed up in the head. I was psychotic. I was out of control. I was freaking out. I was tweaking, and it was just like, it was so bad. So I called the police, right? I dialed 911. And I'm like, there's a really familiar knock at my door, and I feel like it's someone trying to kill me. I kind of explained what happened with the rappers. Like, they were trying to kill me. They were pissed off because I, tried to take Darty away from them or whatever I did. And they were coming for me, basically. So I was like, are y'all really going to come for me? The police showed up. Before the police got there, I went to the door, and it was my Aunt Michelle. She called me. She was like, I'm out front. I was like, oh, okay, my aunt. Like, she's auntie, whatever you want to call her, my mom's sister. She comes, and she knocks on the door. I open the door for her because she calls me or texts me and tells me that she's there. I was like, all right, let's go to Wawa and get some food. And I need Jewel Pods, and I'm starving, so let's go to the store. So we take off. We go to the store, and I just let the police go to the house. I was like, you know what? Mike will deal with it. He'll tell him, whatever he'll tell him. Like, my son's crazy, or whatever the case is. Like, he'll handle it. So we go to the Wawa. I get ham and cheese pinwheels, turkey and cheese sliders, I think a bag of chips, maybe a Red Bull or a bottle of water, and a pack of Jewel Pods. It comes out to like $48 or something, like $50 or something. And I'm like, I swipe my card, right, and it says like transaction cannot go through or whatever, and some bullshit. I was like, I've never seen this error message before. It's probably someone in my life trying to cut me off from my finances, and like, I have the money. Like, I'm just gonna walk away right now. I know your manager, he's really cool, and just tell him, I'll pay you back, and I'm just leaving. Like, you can call the cops if you want, you can do whatever you want, but I'm out. So I walked out of the store with all that food, the Jewel Pods, the drinks, everything. And I go to my aunt, I'm like, she's pumping gas outside. I was like, come on, we gotta go. So we get in the car and we drive back. And later on, apparently, they did go back and pay for everything that I took from the Wawa. But I was just like, I felt like a god, man. I felt invincible. I felt like, the grandioseness in my mind was like, you know what I mean? Like, I could do anything I freaking wanted to do, including, take whatever I wanted from the Wawa and tell them, hey, I'll be right back, like no consequences whatsoever. So I had police looking for me that I called on myself that were at my house, and I was out robbing a Wawa, basically. So at this point, they were like, we want to take you to the hospital. I was like, okay, like, whatever, you take me to the hospital, like, pretty sure you just called the ambulance on me, and they like did my blood work and my blood sugar and tested me for alcohol and said I was sober and not on drugs and fine. But okay, let's go back to the hospital and make everyone freaking happy, right? Like we'll do what they want to do. We'll make them happy. So basically we go back to the hospital, but we're not going to a regular hospital for like sick people or, you know, dying people or whatever. We're going there for mentally sick people. So I was freaking out. I was like, dude, no way. I'm not going here. I don't have any mental problems. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, there's no way in hell that I'm freaking doing this. I agreed to go with them, right? I agreed to go with them. My aunt and Mike. And we went in the car and we drove to the friend's hospital, which was like, you know, whatever hospital he went to that, you know, is in the area that people know about. We went there. And I signed a paper, right? Here, I'll show a video of it in a second. Show a video, blah, 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 blah. So as you saw in that video, I was totally disrespectful. They wouldn't let me wear my Supreme jacket in there. They wouldn't let me wear my Supreme hat. They wouldn't let me wear my sunglasses. They wouldn't let me wear my shoelaces. Anything that could hurt me or someone else, they, you know, shoelaces and designer clothes with like studs and stuff, like they would not let any of that in there. So basically, I signed myself in. They left me there. About a half an hour later, I break out. Now, in between the time of me getting there and me breaking out, a couple things happened. I remember going in. I remember doing push-ups on the ground. You know, I was trying to bust out push-ups, and it was just not really working. Like, they weren't letting me out. I was like, you ain't never seen a junkie do push-ups, like, you know, disrespecting them, like doing push-ups. There was this one woman there, her name was Millie. She said she knows rappers. So I started talking to Millie, and I'm like, why are you here? And she's like, I started going off with about like, you know, crazy shit like people were doing to her and like other rappers and shit. And I was just like, dude, I need to get out of here. I was making the people think that they were fine by the way I was talking to them. I was like, dude, I remember some dude, he must have been gay or something. He had like, you know, the hoop earring, and he had like a pink shirt on and jeans and like flip-flops and stuff, and like he was just super flamboyant, like very handsome dude. But I was like, hey man, those jeans are really cool. Where'd you get them at? And he was like, oh, I got them at the Jomar or whatever the hell the place is called down in Philly. And I was like, yo, that's what's up. They're really fly. And he's like, yeah, I get all my stuff there, but like I know the owner, and then the better spot is over here. So I was like talking to all these people, and it turns out that they're really cool people, dude. Like they're really cool, and I'm fucking with them, and I'm making them feel like they don't need to be there. And a lot of them start going and signing themselves out. Of course, I'm delusional and I've got psychosis, so I don't really know what is going on at this point. I'm just kind of there, right? I don't want to be there, whatever. So I go up to the dude. I'm like, what happens if I leave right now? There's a door here, right? There's a door here. I'm here, and there's something on the other side. What happens if I leave? And he said, we're going to stick a bunch of needles in you and you're going to be asleep. And I said, okay. So I went back and I started bullying with Millie again, and I was talking to Millie. They said, you got to wait to see the doctor, and the doctor will tell you if you can go or not. And I was like, what, I need to go now, man. I got an Airbnb going. I'm a busy guy. I got this, I got that. So basically, fucking just bullying with Millie and the dude and like whoever else was in there. A woman comes in, starts screaming, bro, thinking someone's gonna rape her, like freaking out, like just screaming like crazy PTSD type shit. And she like goes to the bathroom, and they're like, you know, you gotta close the door. And she's like, I don't want to close the door, like he's gonna be in here with me. And she was like freaking the fuck out. So like that was just the beginning, bro. Like I was not even really in the hospital. I wasn't committed yet. I was just waiting to see the doctor, and then they were gonna like tell me what to do from there. But anyway, the doctor comes up and he tells the nurse like, yeah, you can let him go, because like he I don't know why they let me go. I guess because I was causing a scene with the other patients, and like they didn't want me to do that, so like they let me go. Anyway, they let me go. They gave me my phone back. They take your phone, they take your wallet, they take your keys, they take your hat, they take your belt, they take your shoes, they take everything, bro, when you go into this place. And they took everything, and they gave it all back to me in like little bags, like here you go, here, little bags back, there you go, take all your stuff. So I took all my stuff. My phone is at like 10% or 5% or 6%, some low number. And I call my aunt, I'm like, where are you guys? I'm out. And they're like, what do you mean you're out? Like, oh my God, just stay there, we're coming back, and just stay there, don't leave, blah, 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 we're coming back. And I was like, yo, fuck that, bro, I'm out. So I walked like, it was probably like 9 miles, like 8 or 9 miles home from that hospital, all the way home. And by the time I got home, Mike was sleeping, and I didn't hear from my aunt until like the next day or something. It was really fucked up, man. I just walked home. Excuse my cussing. I don't really care. I don't really give a shit. It's called expressing. Like, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. You don't have to listen. It's all cool. But I'm gonna fucking cuss when I need to cuss, like right now, to get my point across. So if you feel me, you feel me. If you don't, you don't. It's whatever. You know, you can be a little whatever, not cusser, whatever you feel about this or that, whatever. I don't care. So that was basically what happened. That was the beginning of me being in the hospital for 2 weeks. Now, this is part 2. It covered a lot here. So I think I'm going to do one more part 3, and I'll cover what happened when I was at the hospital, you know, what being at the hospital for 2 weeks was like, being cut off from everybody, not doing anything, what I was kind of doing back behind the scenes, what I tried to do to get out, you know, how I made it work in there, what it was like for me, what I was feeling at that time. And yeah, so appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. It's been real.